It's your man DJ Caveman. We back again. Myself, DJ IronMonkey, for another episode of DJ Caveman IronMonkey talking that shit. Where you get the views and opinions of 240 somethings about the goings ons in the world. You know what I mean? Unks. We're giving you that unk status week in and week out. Make sure you follow if you're following us on the YouTube channel, K-Word Entertainment TV. If you're not, go there. Click the like and subscribe. We're live on the Facebook as well as Twitch. This week on the show, you can see him there. Special guest, fantastic DJ, maker of bathrooms. If you need your bathroom redone, he is the man to go to. But most importantly for today's conversation, a lover of Star Wars and Marvel and DC and comics and fantasy shit in general. Anime. I heard they do an anime con. Are you going? Of course you are.
I'd say I'm going, but I never make it.
Anyway, welcome to the show. DJ Judah. I don't know his first name and I can't say his last name. So welcome to the show.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
You don't know my name?
I know it's Joseph, but I can't say your last name, so I don't try. Is it not Joseph? Like I read your last name and I was like, I'm not gonna try that. I'm not even gonna embarrass myself.
Judici. It's not that bad.
Oh, okay. So the G makes the J sound. So it's not
the G makes the J sound, not to be confused with Judici.
I was just about to say that. It sounds like Judici.
I figured somebody would. Let me cut you off while I get the mic.
So it's Judah Jodeci, everybody. Judah
That's
Jodeci.
where Judah comes from. I just spell it different. Wait a minute.
No.
Yeah.
But anyway, welcome to the show, man. As always, we have our special guests on, man. We gotta dig deep into the who is DJ Judah Jodeci. So tell us about yourself, man. What you do, how you got into the DJing and the bathrooms and the the things you do now.
I mean, that's a wide explanation that you want there. I'm actually not a DJ anymore. We know that. So
whatever, man. Once you're a DJ, once you're DJ for people and you get paid, you're a DJ.
I've been a contractor my whole life since I was 20 years old, and I started DJing. That's where I met Caveman. Whoop whoop, Ba Louie, Johnny.
Oh yes,
radio.
Right.
Yeah, and then I'm just doing the construction thing now, and overall, as you said, Marvel, anime, Star Wars expert on the show here today.
Word.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely gonna get into it today. But before we do that, we must check in and see how everybody's week has been over there in the fuzzy box.
Yeah,
he's on that 90s dial up right now today.
Yeah, using that AO free disc for a little bit, make jailhouse cold while I can before I gotta go back. But yeah, man, at the new spot, so I gotta decorate and put shit up on movement. So yeah, it's a journey to say the least. And I said this earlier off my head, nothing about no fucking leg day, because moving all these boxes up and down stairs, like coming from a second floor, but it's actually a third floor because you got to walk up them steps before you even get to the level. So them steps, you got to walk up another set of steps. It's like the third floor. So it's like basically a third floor to another third floor. But God is great, never late here at the spot, so shout out to all my true friends. And it's not even about people that help me actually move stuff, just people in the back end, helping me with unspoken things to keep me together because I was falling apart. So shout out to my friends, man, and family. So they make a huge difference. It's not always about manpower, it's just about love, and appreciation. So shout out to everybody. There's a lot of people to shout out, that help all across the board, especially you, Caveman. Like came through like it, but that's why I call you my dog. Now I'm back. So shout out to all everybody out there. So it was different bringing my cat over, and then today I ended up bringing mother's ashes and her picture. So it was great to bring my mother to a new spot and show her around. So God is great in that way. Yeah.
Word.
How about your week, man?
Shit, man. You already know. Another week of delivering packages and slamming them in boxes. That's all I do out there, and I provide daydreams for all the stay-at-home soccer moms, in Barrington.
No.
Shout out to Jenny in the Facebook chat. I actually I officiated her wedding a couple years ago, so it's cool to see her in
All
there.
right.
But my week is always the same, man. I got
You have an announcement too, but I don't know if you're gonna.
I don't have no
All
announcements
right.
at this time. But I got some things
All right.
working. There'll be an official announcement about that. But stay tuned.
I don't want to steal your thunder.
I ain't really no thunder to steal. I don't want to. I'm holding the announcement because the people that know, and I'm not trying to deal with a lot of unnecessary conversations.
I hear that.
Yeah. I'm sure on that one. That's
I
how
don't
my
need
mother
that.
was in the last days.
Yeah, I don't need to feel like I hit the lottery and I got all these people calling me about stuff and they wasn't checking for me before. So, but week is the same. We back at it. Just I was at the ballet earlier, and
Yeah,
Hold on a
that's
second.
valid.
Do you realize how vague you just were with that explanation? So anybody who just heard you is like, "Oh, damn! This dude got cancer? Is he dying now? What the fuck?"
yes,
Okay, just checking. As long as you know.
yes,
Shout out to Pete. Shout out to Pete Anasanya, my man, Pete Rock with the training on answering questions that we don't want to really answer.
yeah, man. I had to learn from
Sure.
clandestine. So
Sure.
plus I spent a lot of years here in Rhode Island. You learn how to speak vaguely when you have friends that are.
Yeah, you do.
You say a lot without saying a lot.
Hell yeah.
Yep. I'll never get used to that shit.
And so yeah, but anyway, let's get into it, man. This week
Let's
on the
do
show,
it.
we got this is the show for the geeks or for those who want to learn about some shit. We got our comic book expert, fantasy world. You know what I mean? You see the tattoo.
Yeah, fuck sports.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Fuck sports.
He's a little mad about his Knicks right now. So
yeah, you know what? Too, I got my poster and I was gonna put it up, but I didn't know where to put it. And I didn't want it to be awkward and have to take it down and move it again. But I got my Knicks flag that I still wave. Congratulations to the Pacers. They won. I said earlier about stealing your thunder, but I'm going with the Thunder. Even though, like, low key, I kind of want the Pacers to win because I don't want to lose against the team that lost. I want to lose against the team that's the champs. Like, that's something different to hang your hat on. So, I don't know. Fuck sports. I'm not watching it. I'm moving on. I got shit to do.
We're on to other stuff. So here's what we're doing today, people. We're doing a battle of the mega franchises. And by mega franchises, we're talking about Star Wars. We're talking about Marvel. We're talking about the DCU. We're going to get into it, our opinions on, the best of these universes.
You know what? Honorable mention to the other universes that try to break out, like with what's the one that they had with Vin Diesel that they was trying to break out, and they was talking about Wildcats and all that kind of stuff. Again, there's a geek show, so I figured I'd geek out a little bit, but
you're gonna have to elaborate on that. What are you talking about?
Are you talking about Fast and the Furious, dog?
Nah. Vin Diesel was in his superhero movie. Was it like Bloodspot? Was it?
Oh, yes.
I want to say Bloodsport.
Yes. I saw that. Yeah, that was very forgettable.
Because it was very forgettable. But the thing is they tried with that, and they've been talking about trying to do like Wildcats because they're trying to find like their Avengers, their Justice League. They're trying to find something, but it's hard to break
What?
through, especially when you're going up against Disney.
Was that from
and
another
DC.
franchise?
Yeah, I think it was what's that comic book Wild Horses or some shit like that.
Dark Horse?
Like Dark Horse, yeah. Because like Dark Horse, they was the ones that really trying to break through. There's a bunch of other low key comic book shit. Like
I thought you were talking about another mega franchise that I was leaving out, not just like a one-off, bro.
nah, that's why I said honorable mention.
He said honorable mention.
We're not honorable mention.
No, they tried.
Your honorable mention should be a mega franchise that's not included in the 3. Like, if you don't even have a franchise. If you only got one movie, you got one movie.
They tried.
All right.
But that movie's forgettable. Yeah. Nobody really bought into it. Like
I would have rather you said Sharknado.
No, come on. I'm not gonna. Nah, because comic book wise, at least I'm like Dark Horse. Like they got some good comic books like Savage. What was his name? Savage, Dragon or whatever his name is. Again, like I have all my comic books that I move. So once I set up, I'll be able to actually lock in even furthermore. But like on the surface, this is just me, fuzzy brain, just trying to total recall the shit.
Yeah, I think your dial-up is.
Yeah, what happened with that? I can see him now.
Right?
And I can hear you a lot better.
I
never even noticed that happened.
He moved the bunny ears around.
Yeah. Real talk, because I'm waiting for Verizon to hook me up, so I'm going off a hotspot.
Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Mike in the chat. He's down there. He takes over for me for the ballet at night. So, but anyway, let's get into it, man. Let's get. Let's start with we got Star Wars versus Marvel versus DC. Judah.
Well, so that confused me when you sent me that text message last night. How do you get Star Wars versus Marvel in there? That's because you can't compare those at all.
We're talking about mega franchises. They all got multiple movies. They all got multiple villains. They all got multiple. You know what I mean? Like from a franchise standpoint. Yeah. So if you had to rank these 3 franchises, how would you rank them first, second, third?
Oh God.
I have a curveball here.
Oh, you can't
have a curveball. You can't have a curveball. That's my question.
I'm gonna put Star Wars on the top, then Marvel, and then. But I would have said that before, but Star Wars has kind of been slacking off lately, so I'm gonna go Marvel, Star Wars, DC.
All right.
An honorable mention that I missed. Star Trek.
This fucking honorable mention.
Star Trek.
At least that's a good one.
No. Based on your metric. That's why I said based on your metric. Based on your metric, that's where I had to adjust the honorable mention.
Lord of the Rings.
That's another franchise. That's a good honorable mention.
That's a good franchise.
It is a good franchise. I don't know if they have enough movies though.
The Hobbit.
The Lord of the Rings, and then and then they got the Amazon Prime series too.
Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune.
10,000 years in the past or whatever. Rings of Power.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway, David, how are you ranking these 3?
This one's tough. Because you have to take into account. What I take into account is not just their movies, their live action movies, but then their animated series. Because when it comes to DC's animated series is crushing it. Like because
you can't touch DC animation. Can't.
Because now they've been putting out Mortal Kombat. So with their new Mortal Kombat series that they've been putting out there in their animated series, solid. Even with their Batman one-off movies, solid.
And you know what though? It's because they're all rated R or TVMA. They're
no, because then they. No, but then they also have like the other little one-offs where they where they had the one where they showed the cowboy, the movie that they had that didn't really do good with Josh Brolin.
Jonah Hex.
Jonah Hex, right?
Yeah.
So like they did like a lot of animated series with them, even with the Justice League Unlimited, um,
Constantine.
Teen Titans, like Teen
I
Titans, not to
love
be
Teen
confused with
Titans,
Teen
but
Titans
not
Teen
Go,
Titans is
not
dope.
not Teen Titans Go, Teen
Love Teen
Titans,
Titans Go. The old Teen
right?
Titans was a
So
good show.
hell yeah. So when it comes to DC's animated series, that
Yeah.
puts them high
Yeah.
up for me. But then their movies, they're now starting to get it together with
So
James Gunn, where they're bringing it together. But for me,
let me cut you off
uh,
real quick because you're stepping into all the rest of my questions.
All right, so to
You
answer your
guys going on a
question,
tangent.
on the surface,
We're gonna get. I'm just talking about just like because my next question was gonna be like, how are we ranking these from animated series perspective?
all right.
See,
So overall, all right. So
jumping ahead.
overall, so uh, to answer the question, overall, I'll say Marvel, DC, Star Wars,
For animation?
and being
No,
no for
just
overall.
overall.
All right. Oh,
And
overall.
see, the thing is because DC's number two, it gives the number one even more strength. It's the same thing with number three. It's like they like you have to do so much more to be ranked in my book. But I'm also taking into like publications and stuff like that because we'll get into it.
It's whatever your criteria is. That's why we
Yeah.
have you know
Mhm.
people on the show.
Mhm.
Because for me, it's Star Wars, then Marvel, then DC. Uh,
Okay.
Just when I think about like everything from like the books to the big screen, I just feel like they're doing it slightly better than everybody else right now. But all these franchises make billions of dollars.
Yeah.
Mm.
So they're all doing something right. And I'm sure that
Mm.
James Gunn is gonna save Superman.
Yeah.
Listen,
That's
I'm
one
just
We'll
trying,
opinion.
see.
I'm being
That's one
optimistic.
opinion.
I'm being optimistic. But let's get into the
Henry
animation.
Cavill is a hard act to follow.
Very true.
He
Very
he
true.
he does great with the off script characters like Peacemaker, but we'll get into that afterwards.
Yeah. I think he is going to do a good job making the movies. I can't get into this new Superman.
I love the
Just
fact that
visual.
he's bringing on Mr. Terrific.
You don't like the aesthetics?
I don't like the aesthetics now.
Yeah, the aesthetics look kind of weird. It has that WB
But-
kind of feel.
I will. It does have a WB feel, but I will definitely give it a chance. I watch everything, even if I feel like I'm not going to like it. I'll still end up watching it.
Yeah,
Right,
it might have some redeemable qualities somewhere.
I'm saying
Shout out
they
to
got
Henry
Guy
Cavill
Gardner
because
in
he's
there with the bowl cut and
Ooh.
everything.
yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I have a good solid question down the road though. But let's go.
So now you started talking about the animation, and I admittedly don't watch a ton of like animation these days. But I used to watch the old Batman. Used to be my shit. The Arkham,
Batman series
Hell
on
yeah.
Fox.
you know. Um,
Mm.
and I used to watch. I did watch like the beginnings of like Teen Titans, but
That was a good show.
I know that DC
The
been
Slave.
killing. They've been killing the animation for the longest for the long time. So definitely they get the weight from
Yeah.
like the animation. You know what I mean?
For,
But that's kind of go ahead,
right?
Judah. No, go
Well,
ahead.
for me, bro, to get off of Marvel and DC, my number one animation of pretty much all time is where am I doing? Where am I going? Hello?
Clone Wars?
Yeah,
Yeah. Can I finish?
yeah.
Can I finish? It's fucking Clone Wars.
Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure,
I mean,
Nice.
for
I'm
sure.
sorry, my screen just did a thing.
Oh yeah, no, because we were waiting for you. We were like, "What's happening?" But
I don't know. I had a little spinny wheel on the screen and then my screen went black. No, but no, the Clone Wars was so expertly done by
Man.
Dave Filoni
Yes.
that it single-handedly the single best piece of Star Wars storytelling in the entire
in the whole
catalog.
canon.
And Rebels
Yeah.
to go and then to go on to Rebels. After
Yeah.
that, Rebels, it's like the same
So-
show. It's like a continuation.
So great story, right? So one day, I'm gonna tell the story. Judah, you might remember this. We're sitting. Where were we sitting? We're sitting at your house in Johnston, your parents' house, and And then you were like, "Yo, have you seen Clone Wars?" And I was like, "I'm not watching no fucking cartoons, dog." And you were
I
like,
just want to do everybody.
and you were like, "Just go watch it." And so I went home and I watched it, and I was like, "Fuck, why haven't I not watched this before?" So now I've watched it down like maybe like 7 or 8 times because now I'm the guy who goes, "Have you seen Clone Wars?" And they go, "No," and I go, "Sit down." And then we
Sit down
watch
and
Clone
fucking
Wars.
watch it.
And then I leave them, and they text me later on, and they're like, "Yo, season 5 was crazy," and I'm like, "You're already on season 5?" Like,
Yeah.
so I
And
done
then bring
turned a bunch
Marlon
of
in
people,
season 4.
right? So yeah,
See,
shout out to
If you
Clone
ever
Wars
get the
is
chance, if you ever get the chance and you have time, there's this cut of Revenge of the Sith. It's called the Super Cut. It has the old school Clone Wars, because there was a Clone Wars before the Clone Wars the animated series, and that was by Gendy Tartakovsky, the animator who made Samurai Jack and Powerpuff Girls.
Yes.
So that's
I
all
love that
canon.
shit.
Clone Wars is canon, and somebody took that series, the last 3 episodes of season 7 Clone Wars, Revenge of the Sith, and the opening scene from Bad Batch, so all the Order 66 scenes, and fucking edited it down into a 4.5-hour movie, and it's the best version of it you've ever seen.
Yeah, you were supposed to send it to me, but you never did.
That's right. I told you about this already.
Yeah,
My bad.
and
My fault.
I even texted
I
you
got
and
it
said,
around, so
I said, "Yo, send me that link," and then crickets. But we'll find it.
it's around here somewhere. I put it on a jump drive.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
And see that, and that's the thing for me too. Is like, it's hard to go because Marvel, they don't do a real good job with their animated series. Like,
Not
probably
really.
the
I
best
can't
thing
think
for
of anything
me.
I actually like.
The best thing for me,
X-Men.
X-Men. Okay,
That's it.
X-Men.
Oh,
What? Nah,
X-Men 95 was amazing. Did you
that
watch
was
that?
great.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh, that was great. But then, low key, nobody really knows about it because it used to come on late on BET. Was Black Panther. I was like,
Yeah,
what?
the old Black Panther cartoon. Yeah.
And the thing was, is they only had one season, even though they set it up for another one. That series was dope. They had some like anime stuff with Wolverine. They had like Wolverine versus the Hulk. They had another anime with the X-Men, and they had another one. I forgot what that team was. I think it was like Fantastic Four. But overall, like their cartoons, they're good. You know, nostalgia is one thing because this is how nostalgia works. We all remember Action Jackson, the movie. When you actually watch it over again, you're like, what the fuck is this shit?
Right.
But the nostalgia of Action Jackson moves. Oh, Action Jackson. Oh, yeah. I actually rewatched that shit. This shit's trash.
I feel that way about the first Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Well, like the
It's
original,
the nostalgia.
original Terminator.
You know what's been
original
good lately?
Terminator.
The Godzilla franchise.
Yeah.
I like all the new Godzilla stuff.
I'm not a huge Godzilla fan, so I haven't really got no.
I was because remember on USA, they used to have like wrestling, and then after wrestling, they'll probably have like kung fu or like a Godzilla movie.
Yeah, that's
So
how. I mean, I watched them all the old ones, all the black and white ones, but the new stuff, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not hugely into it. But
because USA was weird because they used to have cartoons on like Saturday nights or like 6 o'clock.
So, remember the MTV cartoons?
Like Aeon Flux?
Aeon Flux. MTV
The
Oddities.
Max.
Remember the head, the guy with the alien that lived in his head?
Oh, yeah.
The head. Yeah, that was my shit. You know what, too? I was actually looking at some of those up, too. The Max, too. I wasn't a big Aeon Flux fan. I was more the head. You know?
Yeah, the head was funny, man. That was a funny show.
Head was funny.
Daria.
Oh, Daria, yep.
Yeah.
Man,
Wow.
MTV used to have some good shit, man. Where was Spawn? Was Spawn on MTV too, or was Spawn on HBO?
HBO. Nah, they was on HBO.
Spawn, yeah.
It's,
Yeah, it was
it's
HBO.
definitely on HBO. It's definitely on there now.
I know,
so
but they
maybe
used to have a
it's on
there was a Spawn cartoon back in the day. I just
Yeah,
don't know
with
where.
Todd McFarlane. He used to be in like a little cave or something at the beginning of the show.
I tried to rewatch that. That's a hard rewatch for me.
It really
my
is.
goodness.
I watched it a couple months ago.
Yeah, I tried it like sometime last year, and I was like, nah, this is a hard watch. I couldn't get past like episode 3, episode 4. I'm like, no, I'm not doing this. I got something else to watch. I'm not doing this with my life. But they had like 5 seasons.
Right. Real quick question for you guys. I've been on record before as saying that, in my opinion, Howard the Duck is the very first Marvel superhero or anti-superhero.
That's another hard rewatch too.
Do we agree? Are we giving?
I don't know much about Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck was the original Marvel movie. It came out in like '84.
Really?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Oh, with that girl from Back to the Future, right?
Yeah. The dude who played him just died the other day. He also played Chucky.
Oh, what?
Yeah, the same dude that played inside the Chucky doll was the guy inside Howard the Duck.
Oh wow!
Okay.
Yeah. Fun fact.
Yeah.
But that was back before the MCU, so I don't know if people count it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Right.
No, because they had like other Spider-Man, like the Japanese Spider-Man, and the horror Thor movie, and the Captain America movie. Like they had other movies, but those were like made for TV. I think they were on like CBS or some bullshit like that. You know, like.
Why you say it like that?
No, because you see BS. Like, that's the way I felt about it. Because it was just trash. Oh, know what too? You're forgetting Lou Ferrigno and them.
Oh shit!
Incredible Hulk. You're forgetting that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you're forgetting about him. Come on, man.
You know what I saw today on TikTok? Did you guys see that Ryan Reynolds movie, Free Guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where he's aware of himself and he's in the simulation or whatever.
Yeah.
When he's fighting himself, like in the movie, he goes Red Hulk arm and he goes to hit the Free Guy, and then he goes through his like things and he pulls out a Captain America shield and he hits the shield, and it's literally the same scene they use where Harrison Ford's Red Hulk hits Sam Wilson's Captain America.
Shit.
To absorb.
Just seen that today.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I'm gonna bring that up later.
Nice.
And I did. That was my plug.
So, in your opinion, which universe has the best toy lines?
Oof.
Transformers. Hasbro.
I mean, of course.
It's not even a choice, right?
No. Out of the Star Wars.
But we're talking about the
Star
battle
Wars,
of
obviously, because they got lightsabers.
Yeah, the AT-ATs, or the AT-ATs, if you're that person.
The Lego Millennium Falcons.
Oh yeah, the Millennium Falcon in itself. Remember them? What was they made by Kenner?
Yeah, I had a lot of Star Wars toys, boy.
Man, my mother didn't want to buy me none of that shit.
But yes, Transformers hands down is the greatest toy line of all time.
Yeah, you had to have patience, because you go in and it snaps. It's like,
I'm looking for
shit.
any reason to buy that more transforming Optimus Prime. You see the thing?
Man, listen.
Transform.
Yeah, I almost bought it. Judy. Oh,
Yeah.
Judith's frozen.
You're frozen.
No, you're definitely frozen. Yeah, frozen. But at least we can still hear you, Judith.
Of a lovely lady.
Oh, you're back.
There it is. There we go. Now, I was going to say, no, my mother didn't want to buy me no Transformers because she thought that it was the demon that possessed the machines. That's why they was changing like that. So she never bought me any Transformers, but some way, somehow.
She never even got, you never got no GoBots neither.
GoBots.
Remember the GoBots?
GoBots was so trash. Yeah,
You don't remember the
there was
GoBots?
only two moves. Yeah, I remember the GoBots.
No,
Yeah,
Judah, you
there
don't
was
remember
only two
GoBots?
moves.
Judah?
GoBot. It was a Transformers knockoff, right?
Actually, I
Yeah,
think it was before Transformers, but
Was
exactly.
it?
yeah, it was before
Yeah,
Transformers.
it'll be like a car, and it'll be easy. You pull out it'll pull it out, and then pull it up, and that's the legs, and then you flip up the arms, and that should
I
go
seen
by.
them making fun of it on Robot Chicken.
Yeah, they were mad
Ah,
little too. They were like Hot Wheels,
yeah,
like
yeah,
transformable Hot Wheels.
yeah. You transform it. You pull out the leg, like pull out the body. You flip it up, and then you flip up the side, like the doors, and that's the arms and the legs. That should go about right there.
Yeah, mad small,
Um,
super whack.
Uh,
So
and
let's
then you
get in.
transform it back.
Into the nitty gritty of the questions that I sent you guys earlier. Let's
All
start
right.
with like so when we talk about best universe, I want to talk about like the entire franchise, like how the shows and the cartoons and the movies all like kind of coincide. Like who's building the best universe right now, in your opinion? For me, it's Star Wars,
Yeah,
especially
you
with now
can't
with all the
that.
television
So big.
shows. It's so much. Um, and then I really like what DC is doing now, especially with the Penguin. I feel like this new version of
Hmm.
DC that they created, they
Mm,
has a good foundation with it. They're starting to do what Marvel did and like putting all these guys into like all of the stuff. You know what I mean?
mm.
Like
Have it overlap.
if you're Captain America, you're Captain America in all the shit, not
Right.
just the movie.
Right.
And I think that's where DC kind of like fell short early on, but now it seems like they're trying to do it, especially with the Penguin. You know what I mean? They got Colin Farrell to come back and be the
Mm.
Penguin. So hopefully they figure it out because Marvel TV
Yes.
is DC TV is dope though. Like I do like
Yeah.
DC TV.
I
So
love
for me,
Smallville.
You know
Smallville
what?
was dope. Listen,
I
I
was,
like
I,
Lois
I was
and
on
Clark.
I was on Stargirl for a minute. Like real talk. Like wait, but don't they do like supernatural too? Like
Is that a
some
DC?
shit that
WB.
yeah, oh that's
Like
WB.
WB's shows, yeah. Supernatural was on
Yeah.
WB.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
Oh, they had mad seasons.
Yeah.
No, but that's the thing. Like a lot of times you won't think like a show is connected to a comic book, just like how people don't think that Road to Perdition was actually a graphic novel.
Right.
So like so a lot of times like a lot of things are based on comic books. But overall the Venn diagram of things, movie wise, Marvel has been doing it for a long time. DC's now starting to get on it.
Yep.
Um Star Wars, they don't really have the Venn diagram, but they just have solid standoffs in their time periods, you know, their little section. The Mandalorian is still hands on my favorite
Mhm.
shit, you know. The Alkalite, it could have been better. Um,
That
but
was garbage.
like I
I
said, it
kind
could
of
have been
like
better.
Garbage.
I kind of
It
liked it.
wanted to be good. It wanted to be good.
I
It
want it to
wanted
be
to be
good.
good.
Yeah,
It wanted to be
everything
good.
wants to be good.
Yeah,
I couldn't.
yeah,
And then,
but you,
and then when they introduce Plagueis at the end, and then it gets canceled.
Man,
Give it to somebody else. Don't cancel it. Put it in somebody else's tender love and care.
is it? Do you want to
Get
go on
that
your
other
Kathleen?
bitch out of there.
You want to go on your Kathleen Kennedy rant now since you started?
Don't you ever say that name in front of me.
Tell us how
Bro,
you really feel.
She
Tell us
wanted
how
a
you feel.
strong, relatable female lead. They can, so she comes up. They come up with Ray out of fucking nowhere when they had Ahsoka Tano there the entire time, just already ready, front and center. Dave Filoni set her up, and then they were just like, "Nah, we'll just put this fucking what do they call it? When they what's that term? Susie Q or whatever. When you're just powerful for no reason. What's that?
yeah,
What do they call that?
I don't know.
Okay, whatever. See,
teenager.
you got me all flustered now.
I'm glad.
Kennedy. Oh, fuck out of here.
So Judah's not a fan.
I gotta calm down for a
Yeah.
second. Excuse me.
Tell me why you're angry, son.
And we're back.
Tell them why you mad, son. Tell them why you mad.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jen in the chat on Facebook. Um, if you're watching us live on the Facebook feed, shout out to everybody doing that.
I'm rocking out with the jailhouse feed.
So are we
Yeah,
going with
well,
Star? So Dawid, you're going with Marvel?
for the best connecting universe, yes. Then
Absolutely.
Star Wars. DC is now getting their shit together, so until they get it together, because like even with Peacemaker and what was that, Suicide Squad, um, you know, now that James Gunn is doing Superman, I, like I said, he does great with B characters, so I want to see what he does with Mr. Terrific, and Hawkgirl and them. So yeah, but I'm gonna give him third place, out of three. But
I want to say
again, Marvel has the most connectivity. The TV shows I liked Agents of Shield.
So did I.
They they
I
yeah,
really like that.
there was parts where they started to have like what happened in the movie overlap into
Like, yeah, like
um
they talk about it and stuff.
yeah
Like the aliens when they come to New
the
York and
after
shit.
effects,
Yeah. Right.
But then it's not really it's not canon per se, but Luke Cage, the whole Netflix
Yeah.
run was dope, except for the Defenders, because I thought what the Defenders was probably going to be best served as was is somebody's getting prosecuted, and then here comes Daredevil, and then he needs a private investigator. Here comes Jessica
Jessica Jones.
Jones, and then
Mhm.
she needs the muscle. Here comes Homeboy, Luke Cage, and then maybe it's the Iron Fist on trial for some shit.
Man,
You
that was
know?
probably the worst one in the whole
Mhm.
Netflix run.
Yeah,
Iron Fist was
that's
super trash.
yeah. It had so much potential, but but that's where I thought, like, for the defenders, like, that's where it came in, and they were being prosecuted by the city, and King behind it all, trying to get them tied up somehow. So I thought that's the way it was supposed to go. It didn't go that way, and it was kind of trash. But
Kind
I
of
watched
trash.
it. Yeah, I watched it all the way
I
to the
know.
end.
I don't even know if I made it
But
to the last episode. I might have. I don't remember.
but but even with the new Daredevil series, like there was parts that was kind of a hard watch for me because I was like, is this CGI? Like, or is this green screen adventures? Like, what are we doing here? But like,
Okay. I haven't even
they
gotten to
did.
it yet.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil anymore. But it happens early. It doesn't happen often, but it's a dope story.
So, who are we?
Marvel's still number one.
Yeah.
If we're ranking villains,
Mm.
which franchise has like the best villains overall? Because there's multiple villains. I mean, we have,
Villain
but I
is
mean,
it's a tough word now though to use because like I wouldn't I don't think
bad
I would
guy.
label Thanos a villain, but he had so much depth to him. He was
Yeah.
let's call him
Judas Rosen again. Well, kind of.
if necessary villains anymore.
Wait. What do you want to call them? Because you froze on us.
Antagonists.
Antagonist. Okay,
Yes.
we'll do
Okay.
that.
Yeah, because the bad guys depending on your point of view, because that's one thing that I realize in movies that they've been doing a lot of is giving the backstory of what made this person bad.
Right.
Like
Like did you see
how they
the Love
try
and
to flesh
Thunder?
out the kingpin. Yeah,
Right.
how they kind of flesh out the bad guy and show like
Right.
where he came from. Like that they could have did so more with him. Like they smurfed him so much. I don't even like that part. But
Right.
like overall, villain wise, I have to say DC because it's such a murderous row of people. You know, from Penguin to the Joker to the Riddler to you know one series that don't really get talked enough of in the DC universe is the Watchmen series. You know, not
The
just
Watchmen.
the
I love the Watchmen.
Yeah.
because like the anime, like the motion comic, dope as fuck. It's one of them things that you gotta just watch because every time they try to recreate it, it just keeps getting watered down, and a lot of things get missing. So like the motion comic, best watch. But the HBO series, solid. Don't know why it
Oh
only
yeah.
had one series,
Yeah.
one season, but I think a lot of people wrote in. And sometimes, if something's against your liking, write a letter. You know, real talk, like handwrite it and mail it. You know, like there's one thing to post and talk shit, but shit really happens when you actually pay for that stamp and you took the time to write the shit out. You know, so I
As
think
a
that's what happened with that series because it took a lot of you know, I would say it didn't go well with some folk. I'm trying to be nice with it, with some of their political views. So hey, my man's in a brick house. Ah, there we go. There we go. So
uh,
yeah.
yeah, I'm rocking with the DC villains too. Overall, I think they just have like the more diabolical villains. I mean, I think that Star
Mm,
Wars has the or antagonists. Sorry, antagonists.
yeah.
I feel like Star Wars has the greatest antagonist of all time with Vader. But I
Yeah.
think if we're talking overall, then I think that when you look across, there's just the villains are just more diabolical in DC for me than they are in other.
Yeah. General Grievous is my guy.
Hell
Grievous.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, General Grievous. General Grievous is my guy. You know, I'm waiting for them to do his backstory and show what made him General Grievous. You know, I
Yeah.
keep trying to watch the series and
So
cartoons,
there
but
is a
they always
comic.
show him. Huh?
There is a comic.
Oh, where?
Yeah.
Easy.
He was like a
I'll have to
warrior on
find
this
it.
planet, and he kept getting like modifications and stuff to be more powerful and shit. I don't remember the whole
Mm.
story, but it was a good story. They should do. I think they should do an animated short on it.
And that's what I'm waiting for because
Yeah.
every time they show him in battle or in command of
Yeah.
something, but they don't show him like they show him even in his older age where he's coughing a lot.
Yeah.
But or
I,
but they don't show what made him from the beginning. So,
right. I
but yeah,
can't
Vader's
wait
the
to see
man.
the Mall series.
yeah.
Yeah, they had parts of it animated wise, you know. I forgot what series it was. I think it was Bad Batch. Where they talked about what happened when it got split in half. By what was that Obi-Wan or whoever cut him
Um,
in half.
Obi-Wan cut him in half. So
Oh,
he's
yeah.
in so
He's in Clone
he's
Wars
in the
too.
Clone Wars and he's in Rebels. Did
Mm.
you watch those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, he's like, I can't wait because I fucking love what's his name, Sam Witwer. You know he was Star
Yeah.
Killer too in the Force Unleashed series.
Yeah.
He's one of my favorite actors when it comes to the Star Wars franchise.
Mm.
He's like in it, you know.
Yeah, Marvel has some, good bad guys, but they don't really they nerf them too much, or they I don't not nerf, I should say smurf.
How do we
They
feel about this? Can I interject
Yeah.
with a?
Of course.
How do we feel
Mhm.
about this Tony Stark, Doctor Doom overlap? What's going on with that?
Not a fan.
I got a theory.
Not a fan. They're trying to do this whole like weird like parallel
Hard
universe
pivot.
thing, and
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. They should have got somebody else to do it. They could have got Henry Cavill. I mean, he's a fucking he's a
Real
superhero of
talk.
horror right now. He's been everybody at this point.
Nah,
Although
real
I'm
talk
looking
though.
forward to Voltron though. Voltron looks like it might be all right.
Yeah. Nah, like my main beef is how hard they jumped off that King storyline. That Nah, because even when you really like, when you look at what he was being accused of, he was getting hit. He picked homegirl up and he put her into the car, and then he turned around and he ran. But apparently, when he put her down with a little bit too much force, right?
Right, but
Mind you,
what we can't do, we're not a legal show, and we're talking about. So
yeah,
let's stay
no,
off the
no,
legal
no,
shit. Let's
no,
just keep
but
it. Let's keep it to what it is.
no, but they took a hard pivot off that storyline. So with the Tony Stark thing, I have a theory where remember that series Secret Invasion that they had with Samuel L. Jackson and they
Yeah.
were talking about like
Oh
how
yeah, yeah, yeah.
people. So I feel like yeah, he might be from another universe or he might be one of them. You know, just to tug on the heartstrings of everybody else seeing it. You know,
I
making
don't think
them
it's
feel
actually
like
going to be Tony Stark as Doctor
that.
Doom.
That's
I
what I'm
think it's going to
saying.
be Doctor Doom took over Tony Stark's body, or was like a clone, or was like a
Oh yeah,
variant,
yeah, yeah.
or I don't think it's actually going to be Tony Stark as Doom.
Mm, mm.
There's so many theories out there now too. Like if you notice, remember what I was saying to you when we went to see the Thunderbolts the other day? In the end credit scene of the Thunderbolts. So in the preview before the movie starts, Fantastic Four, they show their spaceship, and their spaceship has 3 fins coming off of it, right? And then in the after credit scene for the Thunderbolts, it's the same spaceship, but it's got 4 things coming out of it. So people are either saying, well, it's a different time and it's therefore a different ship, or that ship was a variant ship that came from another dimension, and that was a dimension where the Fantastic Four had already been defeated, and that was Doctor Doom who had commandeered that ship and come into the what's the dimension that we're in? 616.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm excited.
Hmm.
Can't wait to
I
find
mean,
out.
I'm excited to find out,
I
but
got that.
I feel like
I
they could
got
have
that.
cast Doom differently. But I like the theories.
If you wanted to
Hmm.
bring back Iron Man, just bring back Iron Man.
Right? Just that's like, what are we
Yeah.
doing? You know. Um,
Yeah. But some way somehow because they have the Secret Wars coming up afterwards. And
Right.
that's where I think they're gonna with Secret Invasion. This is how they introduce them as Tony Stark, where
Right.
when he takes off the mask for all the Avengers, it's like, but you know they kind of spoil it for us to keep us
Right.
hooked on and have theories on what it might be.
That's the marketing genius.
it's
Yeah, but
working.
they have to link that series sooner than later, or else it becomes a forgotten series. And all that work that they did with the AI intro and that people didn't really like. But it was a solid series. There was some little twists, and if you didn't see it, I don't want to spoil it. Yeah.
Real quick, as we're coming up against it's almost time for the top 5, so I want to make sure we get that in. Do you guys have a favorite solo superhero?
Well, I mean, if you're lumping Star Wars into that, are we referring to Jedi as superheroes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ahsoka Tano, hands down for me.
Okay. All right.
Hot
Man,
take, I guess.
No,
Anybody
not
else?
really. That's a solid take. I'm with you there. I'm with you on that.
Whew.
So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, that's a solid one. Damn. No, DC. I can't pick nobody in DC off the top. Um, Star Wars. I'd have to go with Yoda. If not
Ooh,
Yoda, then the Mandalorian. Like
yeah,
between them
absolutely.
two.
For
You
Marvel, I'm gonna
know.
go with Tony Stark because I can see a little bit of me in Tony Stark.
Mm.
He reminds me a little bit of myself, or
You guys,
something that I would at least aspire to be like.
I was gonna say you guys might be the same height.
You know what? You know what though? I would go with a new age one. because I remember it from the comic books. I'm gonna go with the Watcher from the What If. You know,
Wow.
like when you watch
Jeffrey
the
Wright.
series, when you
Yeah.
watch the What
Fucking
If
love that
series,
series. Yeah.
you would understand. Like
Cosmic
he's probably
Ultron.
my
Woo!
Yeah. That's a good one.
listen. Oh man, well, let's not spoil too much. Let's not spoil too much. But nah, like he would be my favorite Marvel outside of Black Panther, which would probably be
Yeah.
an obvious choice for me.
For
He
me,
got
Marvel,
involved.
Panther is definitely my favorite Marvel guy. I
Hmm.
don't really rock with DC heavy enough, but if I had to choose one, it would be the Flash. Uh,
Hmm.
just because that's I don't know, he's my favorite DC guy. Probably because I ran track and I thought I was fast. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So
I,
Flash for me.
I'm not gonna go Constantine.
Marvel.
Yeah. Alright. DC, another off kill. We'll go with Rorschach. You know, from the
My
Watchmen.
face! I need my face!
My face. I mean my face.
Yo.
You know?
And then
Not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me.
right.
Yes!
I had them I had
Yeah.
them
Hell yeah!
I had them separated, but for the sake of time, let's put them together. Uh your favorite super team, your group of team work. It could be a
Mm.
collection of superheroes or it could be a team. Like for me, is definitely the Bad Batch. It's probably my favorite. Um,
Mm, solid.
you know,
Okay.
plus with the Bad Batch heavy.
I guess I would say Anakin, Ahsoka, and the 501st.
Yeah. The Mandalorians. Yeah. Yeah, that's the way. For,
Actually, Teen
oh,
Titans. Teen Titans are good fucking team.
Teen Titans, yeah, Teen Titans
DC.
was
Yeah,
solid.
Teen Titans is a good team.
Hmm.
And if you ever
Hmm.
seen the Teen Titans in like the movies, like when they're older, like how Starfire and Nightwing are
Mm-hmm.
together and shit like that, like they're good. That's good.
Yeah.
It's a lot of good stuff.
Hmm.
Word.
DC team.
Hmm.
I'll go with Justice League Unlimited. You know, because
Uh,
they had a lot of
Hmm.
secondary characters in there too.
I
Um,
like the Lanterns when it comes to DC.
There you go.
yeah, I'm waiting
I
for
like
that
the Lanterns.
series. I'm
Yeah.
waiting for
Right.
that
Right.
series too.
They better not fuck that shit up, man. I'll be so mad.
Oh,
It has
X
such
Men.
potential.
X
Yeah, we
Men.
can't forget about X
Yeah,
Men.
Fucking
Marvel.
X Men.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
are we even
Marvel.
talking
Yes.
about here?
You
X-Men
know,
all the way.
I'm actually surprised nobody said Avengers, but I'm also not surprised that nobody said Avengers.
It's
If
my
anything, I
favorite
was
team
gonna.
in the movies. In the movies, that's my favorite team. But as
If
far as
anything,
animation goes,
yeah, I was gonna go deep cut West Coast Avengers, but that's
You're talking about
that,
Mac 10 and Ice Cube, you know. But
yeah.
we're up against
You
it, so
know.
let's get into our top five. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
you gonna do your
Yeah, I'm in the new place. I'm in the
you
new
gonna do
place.
it's time for the top five. I forget what I called it last episode. Um, the sprinkle and something.
Uh,
But anyway,
uh,
it's the top five. This week on the top five, we're doing our across all the universes that we're talking about today, across Star Wars, Marvel, DC. Your top five favorite characters across the universes. So, Judah, as
all
our
right.
guest, you get to go first.
all right. Star Wars. I would say. Do I have to do top five in each universe or top five?
No, just top five, across all three universes. I try to make
Okay.
it
Yeah,
a
you
little
gotta blend them
difficult.
all together.
Number
You gotta,
one,
Gotta
my
blend them.
absolute number one, Darth Maul all
All right.
day, every day. I
Mm.
love Ahsoka Tano, so I'd put her at number two.
All right.
I,
Working from the
I'm probably
top
gonna
down.
go more from Star Wars. Anakin Skywalker next. I love Tony Stark
Mm.
from Iron Man, obviously,
All right, that's
and
four.
mm, and Thanos, a villain. Who's my favorite villain?
Oh,
Probably
working from the top down.
my
All
favorite
right.
antagonist. Oh, is it supposed to be top 5 heroes?
No, just characters.
No, characters.
All right.
Characters.
Okay. All right. Well, I did my homework.
All right.
You want to go? You want to go?
Now go ahead, because I know you're gonna have some honorable mentions.
Nah, like cause of the move, I don't have all my notebooks and I don't have my pens, so like I'm going off the cuff. So 5. All right, so number 5, I'll go Darth Vader as my number 5. My number 4, I would go with Black Panther. Number 3, I'm gonna go with. You gotta be a nice one because it's DC. Uh, uh, I'll go Rorschach at my number 3. Number 2, I would go. Alright, so DC, Marvel, Star Wars. Gonna go Yoda number 2. Number 1, Mandalorian.
Nice. That's a solid
Keep it,
list. That's a
keep
solid
it, keep
list.
it nice and tight. And
Uh,
that's off the top of my head. I know I probably missed like, Anakin and a couple
But
other people, but
that's okay because I
even
covered
General
that already,
Grievous.
so.
Oh, I forgot General Grievous,
Oh,
but
General Grievous. Yeah.
all right.
Hello there.
Fantastic list. Fantastic list. I'm gonna go. And no, well, this is top 5, so I got to put them in order. Give me 1 second. Let me just see if I like the order they're in right now.
come on,
Yeah.
man.
All right. Here we go.
Well, you
Number
got
5.
visual representation over there.
I write everything down, man. I write everything down. I wanted to make sure I had them in the right order, like how I thought about them in my head.
Okay.
So number 5 for me is going to be the Mandalorian.
Hmm.
Then Ahsoka, then Black Panther at 3. 2 for me is going to be Thanos, and then one for me is Vader. I wish they would do more with Vader. I wish they would do
I think
like
they're
a Vader.
gonna.
Man,
Yeah.
I need Vader. I need Vader, and I need Thrawn.
What if you know what I need to see? I need to see a Maul versus Vader fight, and the Maul series would be the perfect time to do it because Vader just became Vader at that point.
Right.
And see, and that's the only reason why I had Vader at 5 because they haven't done as much as they could, especially what they've done in the comics, like having him on some of his missions, other missions.
Right.
Before like
You got to get into the books, man. I read the Thrawn
exactly.
books. That's why we need Thrawn
Exactly.
too. We need a real Thrawn series because those are three of the best books I've read in the recent times.
Wait, Thrawn's the blue guy, right?
Yeah,
The blue guy.
the blue guy.
He's the
He's
blue guy.
You know who I like is the bounty hunter.
Which one? Cad Bane?
Cad Bane?
Yeah,
Cad Bane's
Yeah.
awesome,
Cad
bro.
Bane.
They
Cad
just
Bane.
did
He's
his
an
origin
other
story.
honorable mention.
Did you
Yeah,
watch
the
his
origin. Yeah, I
just
saw
came
that
out?
one.
It was fucking good, yo.
And that's why I'm like, yo, how come they didn't do General Grievous? But
I
Cad
think,
Bane, yeah.
You're onto something though, because they probably will. I mean, if they did one off like Cad Bane, they're doing a lot of those now. They're probably gonna go through like a bunch of different characters like throughout and do them. I guarantee it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
They did
Just waiting for
Dooku. They did Ahsoka.
Yeah.
They did Cad Bane. They did Asajj Ventress.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Dooku one was interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dooku's another honorable mention for me too.
Word.
Mace
And
Windu.
we're up against it. First, I want Mace Windu would be fucking hilarious, especially if they get Sam Jackson to do the voice.
He's still alive.
Right.
He's still alive, I swear.
For sure, I believe it. He's the Tupac of the Star Wars universe.
I'm saying if anybody could survive, if Maul was going to survive, if Palpatine was going to survive, Windu, all he did was get his arm fucking cut off and thrown out a window. That's not that bad.
Right? He's living in the lower slums down there. But
yeah, if anything, trash bin came by.
Judith, thanks for coming on today, man. This is where we give our guests an opportunity to plug themselves. If you got anything you want to shamelessly self-promote, tell the people how they can get in touch with you if they need their fucking new bathrooms. or decks or whatever it is.
Showers, decks, just no 9 feet walls on the showers, guys. Please, just please, no 9-foot walls. It's a real problem. I know.
Is it really a problem? I mean, that's what they
really
make ladders.
I gotta fucking get a ladder in there. Oh god.
You gotta get the stilts, man. You gotta get the drywall stilts.
Yeah, not for doing tile, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying that way you can get to the top, and then you just pop down off the stilts, and then do the rest.
You do some tiles. You do some tiles, and then you'll have a different.
I don't do tile work because everybody I know that does.
That's why I'm trying to tell you, stilts won't work, bro.
Everybody, no, because everybody I know that does tile work.
How am I gonna get the stuff I need on the floor?
Listen, Judah, I don't do tile work because everybody I know that does tile work hates tile work. So why would I do that shit to myself?
You know, one thing I learned a long time ago.
Got a pulley system.
When DJing started becoming a job to me, right? Never show anybody that you're good at things that you don't like to do, because they're gonna want you to do that thing.
Yeah, I know when I get ready to do
that's
tiles.
Advice to the masses.
I know when I get ready to get tiles put in my bathrooms, I'm gonna just call you, be like, "Yo, come do these tiles."
Oh yeah, where? And I can't say it. I can't say it.
In whatever bathroom.
In his new place.
In my new place.
Right.
When I redo the bathrooms, or if I start to buy some property, you know what I mean?
Just a hint to the people on the show: I don't travel to do work.
You travel to all your work. You don't do all your work in your house. He just lied to the people.
Oh.
Anyway, Judith, thanks for coming on today. That's gonna do it for another episode of DJ Caveman and IronMonkey. Make sure you follow us on all the socials. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and
I'm going to watch The Last of Us.
We'll check y'all on the next episode.
All right, peace, guys.